Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you're having a fabulous day here today. So, I made a kind of very well constructed guide in my opinion for 2B, and I did want to make one for A2 also, but I did wait a little bit, right? I wanted to test the character more, make sure I have all my information solid. I built the character to the best of what I have as mats right now. I'm telling you now, there's no shot I build a character from now until the end. I am out of materials for the life of me, bro. I gotta start grinding, and it's gonna be a rough one. So I'm out of materials, skill upgrades, everything is just currently dead. So realize that now. But on the aspect of building A2, today let's jump into that. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's jump into it, then let's break it down. So we're gonna structure this video into different parts. It's gonna be teams, it's gonna be OL gear, skills, and cube. That's gonna be like the main talking points, and then some tips that I have that I kind of picked up for the character as I have been playing and using her, right? So first thing, this is a non-duped out A2, free to play level, whatever you wanna say. Dupes, yes, you can consider whatever. If you wanna go and do it, up to you. Realize that you will be giving her attack stats and stuff like that. HP stats, mainly she skills off these, that's what we care about. And realize also it's apparently, which is true, harder to maintain her HP when you increase that more and more. And then also with her attack, there's some mistakes you don't want to make, which I'll explain throughout this video to make sure it's hammered into your head, just so you know that there are issues that will arise if you make sure she's absolutely stacked on attack, which might come to hurt you later on, right? So we'll discuss that in a little bit. But first, for the stats aspect of it, the best stats that I've come to basically understanding is like the top ones. They're basically attack stats and ammo capacity stats, in my opinion. Those are just the best for her. I would say try your best to aim for attack, elemental, stuff like that. And if you would like to, there is ammo capacity on some of the slots. Her reload time isn't that bad actually for a character like this. There are some characters that have worse, that are snipers, rocket launchers, whatever. For 1.5 seconds, not that bad. So for the most part, kind of that's what I went for on these ones. I did critical damage. That's like, I wouldn't say that's the best one. I would definitely not recommend it as much. Attack, I did, like this one I maintained just because I got attack, I got charge speed. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm not a fan too much of charge speed. I personally don't like it. I personally think like you can go for these two and be better. Or ammo capacity. Those are like the best stats on the OL gear that I've been chasing. Charge damage is an option too if you would like to go for that. That's also there. But for the most part, I'm not a fan of charge speed too much. So I would never recommend that. So that's just my opinion, right? On the cube aspect of it, resilience cube probably is the best bet. I see people do bastion cube. Don't know if you want to do that. Realize that, I don't know, I went for resilience, reload speed up. She already has pretty good reload speed as it is, but I did go for resilience. I think it's still the better one. But there are people that are running bastion. So whichever one you want to try, more so all the showcases and videos I've done were with the resilience cube, so keep that in mind. Now, on the aspect of my character skills, 555, that's what it always looked like. If you were to level up, correct, it doesn't matter. I would say, I personally think that each way you go up, you just do it like, go for this one, go for this one, go for this one. At the time as you can level one up, level that up, right? Simply put, all of her skills go hand in hand with each other to be where you kind of want it. Like if you burst, this kicks up. And if this kicks up, this is doing a lot more. So in every capacity, this whole thing is you just want to level them up as much as you can. That's the whole thing, correct? Simply put, there is no priority. If you want to say priority, theoretically, you'd aim for this one if you're doing like bosses and stuff like that, increase her damage to parts. But remember, the entire purpose of her kit and where she becomes broken is when this kicks up. Like those 15 seconds are crucial for the character, right? So upgrading this is also good, but then also upgrading this is good. So you see what I mean? You're at a point where it's just simply, there is no real, like I have to aim for one of them. I would say if you were to, these two become like where I would aim to like finish them first and then finish this last. Just because this procs for 15 seconds, these are constantly proccing, right? So more so that is the case, but up to you, however you want to do it. I would say if there is a skill priority, the best way to say it are these two, simply put, right? But that is what it looks like on the aspect of that. Now, the mistakes I want to mention, all right? If you do put too much attack into your A2, she will be targeted by a boss, correct? In Solar Raid and some other content like that, she will become the main focus because it always targets the character with the highest attack. So realize, do not like, this is gonna be a rough one, right? It's gonna require testing, maybe some resets here and there, but don't try to like stack out attacks so much, because if she is the main focus, you're ruining her passive, correct? The entire purpose of her is not to take damage, and if she's getting the one like to be targeted, it's all over for you. You're basically done for, right? Because what's gonna happen is if she's attacked, you lose the 40%, you lose the 40%, her whole kit kind of falls apart, and that damage from mode B is gone. It's non-existent, right? So when you are building the character, you're gonna have to keep an eye out for how much attack you're giving her, and if you are running a different character with more attack, let's say it's Alice or whoever, they will get targeted. You never want A2 to get targeted. If she's getting targeted, she's losing that 40%. No healer is gonna save her from that 40% issue, because first off, some healers can't even compete in that. They take a while to like recover her as much as they possibly could. But if she's getting focused, there is no shot that many healers are going to help you. So realize that now, that in some content you will get focused, and if you are focused, it's going to be a rough one. So just make sure you don't scale the attack so much that it becomes an issue. Yeah, simply put, that's the one thing. Now, on the aspect of also something that I want to mention before I forget to mention the mistakes, right? If you are skipping this character, so I've gotten I'm going to say 10 to 20 comments at least saying I'm skipping A2 because simply I don't have a healer right now that can help her. If you just said that, correct? Reconsider. Because in the future, you will get a healer that can compete. There's going to be another healer. It's not like they're going to stop releasing healers over a sudden. There probably is going to be a better healer than we already got in. Like you've seen it. Rapunzel, great healer, but there has been since her release some better healers. You have Mary, one of the top healers, and I would say my uninvested Mary kept my A2 alive for so long. I was astonished. Like, it goes full health. Like, you'll be at 50, full health, 60, full health. Like the way it kicks up is pretty fast. So her healing is very good, and within seconds it's already finished. So it's like very solid for the character. Rapunzel also very solid. But if there is an aspect of I'm not summoning just because of a healer, that is a stupid thing to say. Say more so I don't want the character or whatever. Don't let the reason of not summoning just be because of a healer. Most content you kind of want a healer, and second, you will get a healer at times, right? Pepper still works, requires high investment though, which if you want to use her, she will require, like, regardless, she needs high investment. Noise, her heals aren't that bad either. They're actually pretty good in comparison. Again, Rapunzel, Mary, those are also kind of better picks. Milk has some sort of healing thing, right? So I don't know about Milk. I haven't tested Milk, but people say that might work. There's Frima also has something to do with the character. I think she is, I don't know why I just like put to the right there. So max HP up over here. So I don't know if this is gonna really work. Don't know exactly. But for the aspect of if you're looking at where the hell did the tabs go? Okay. If you're looking for the aspect of healing, that's kind of who I would aim for, right? Mary, Pepper, Rapunzel, and nobody else, right? Noise is pretty good too. So for those aspects, I would kind of aim at those characters. Pascal, I don't know, man. Yeah, he's got some HP stuff in his kit, but would you actually run that? I don't think so. I don't. If I'm missing anybody, you let me know in the comments, right? Just making sure. On the burst 2 slot, there's a few characters. People are running her with Adme, or not a healer, obviously, but Adme does some pretty good stuff over here. Charge damage up, damage taken down over here, full charge here. So I mean, well, this is for her, but regardless, affects all allies, reloading speed up, critical damage up over here. So Adme's a pretty good choice for the burst 2 slot. Blanc is a healer and a SSS in every piece of content, like triple S, which is nuts. So realize that now she'll work. Bunny team basically always works for most characters. On the aspect of that, Quincy also pretty much works. Novel was more so 2B, so no. Uni isn't bad, but I couldn't get Uni working, bro. Listen, like, she's good, but you needed a second healer. She's not gonna like lifesteal enough for you to actually do anything. You need your own healer on top of that. So yes, Uni's a character you can use, but it did not work for me in her quest to gain that much HP that fast, right? It didn't happen. So for that category, Burst 2, that's kind of like the contenders you have working with you for all of that. Burst 3, mainly this is like DPS check plus Helm, correct? If you just want to run a DPS character, go for it. Helm is the healer in this category. She does pretty good at that too. Recovers all allies. It says over here, final attack for 10 seconds, which is a pretty good thing here. Helm is really good for the stage also, if you're going for Burst 3 healer. But yeah, A2 plus 2B on a team, I don't like it at all because 2B requires her burst, and if you're kind of negating her burst for an additional 40 seconds, kind of sucks. So I wouldn't say that like running them is the best, but you definitely could get away with it. I've seen the A2 Alice comp. It's kind of a pretty cool comp, and it does work also. But more so, A2 kind of works with anybody, any person want to run. If you're completing the bunny synergy, you have that. Sparkling Summer Anise will kind of work, but again, make sure Litter or whoever's not on there. And then also for burst 1, just realize this now, because if you do run like Rapunzel, you need another burst 1 because it's 40-second. So Litter will be the other option, or Dorothy. Depends on who you want to run. Litter is a good contender also for the first burst, so do keep that in mind. Maxwell for the third also is a pretty good character to kind of go for. And that's basically, I think, who we looked at as the top character. So again, Helm, Maxwell over here. If you're completing Bunny Team, you have this over here. I wouldn't recommend 2B personally. She could work, but again, it's like you more so want to like aim at her being with Mask and then using her burst actually. Alice also kind of works on the team, but beyond that, I don't think any other character really like sticks out as a thing. Right? Modernia fits on every team, but that's kind of what you would go for, right? Those are the best contenders in each of the categories. Guilty might work, but mainly I would say for the burst 2 slot, if you have bunnies, you run bunnies. If you don't got bunnies, this is good for some content, right? Add Me works for some people. Also, on the aspect of Quincy also works, right? If you want to try Uni, you can come up with some fun comps there. But yeah, am I forgetting somebody? There's Dala, there's like the regular Rupee, Dala, those type of characters. Those also work. I don't know why I wasn't mentioning that. And then on the burst 1 again, Litter, Mary, Rapunzel. You have plenty of options, right? Noise. Dorothy again, Litter, if I didn't already say that, but yeah, for the most part, that's kind of what it looks like on the team building aspect of it. You can mess around with a lot of characters and see how this goes. And as time progresses, we're gonna get a better healer. It's gonna happen. It's not like the game is just stopping the entire aspect of healers. And remember, since launch, we've gotten 2 great healers. You have Mary over here, and you have Blanc, right? Both characters have heals in their kit, and they do very good at that. So, you know, between now and Annie, before and after Annie, there could be another healer character, which could scale very well with A2, so also keep that in mind, simply put. With that being said, that's the main things that I wanted to cover with this character. Again, A2 is a great character, so invest into her, have fun with her, and she will be very good. I still think for training other content, she really did help me, and she is a good character to pick up. If you don't want to, so be it, but I think that it might be a good character to invest into. So you make your decision, but I would say it's a good idea. So if you're not doing it, reconsider.